Hi everybody, this is Tavi bringing you Chapter 9 of my Cerulean Crescent 100% growth LTC. At the start of Chapter 9, we get to create a monster unit. We'll be going for a Mogul with Celerity for +2 movement and First Strike, and go for maximum speed. There are some clears where we want an extra flyer, and the Mogul's unique status as a flyer who can use Purge will be relevant on some late game maps. First Strike adds an extra 50 might and 100 crit to the Mogul's attacks on turn 1, effectively letting it be a delete button. The late game does have some difficult to kill enemies even with First Strike, so our steal will be an EXP target. You could probably come up with workarounds for the enemies he needs training to kill though. On this chapter, our steal has a special gimmick where none of the enemies except the mini-bosses and the boss will attack him on enemy phase. Chapter 9 has a misleading objective name. It's really just to kill boss, though the boss is a super boss. The expected way of playing this map is to kill the 4 mini-bosses around the map to gain access to 4 switches, and then flip the 4 switches to weaken the super boss. However, Franziska at base with the crit boost from Gambler's Folly can one-shot the superboss with her PRF's defense piercing effect and a crit. The superboss only shows up on turn 2, so we have the opportunity to spread out, collect some side objectives, and farm EXP. Yusuf opens by chipping down an enemy for Gecko to Gale Force off of. Miniboss has a status staff, so Chalice steps in to defuse them. We gave Gecko Plucker's Gift so she could reach some critical squares, and she'll return it via a convoy warp off of the boss that you see on screen. We made sure to kill the boss on the second hit, because once more, we want her to fight the 1-range enemies with her frying pan before breaking it to switch to a magic sword for the 1 to 2 range enemies. Super Snipe is a 2 to 5 range bow that we will break out at the end of the game. Franziska has to stay near the starting area so she can face the boss turn 2, and the Gambler's Folly similarly needs to stay in that region. Keelan helps give Mince and Ellery an attack boost, which they would prefer for turn 1. Lindros, however, will erase his status for a bulk boost instead, since that's what he needs. Mince will swarp into lead by example formation after giving Ellery the Plucker's Gift. Lindros got into that formation because he needed just a little bit extra movement in order to access this part of the map. Oriana's up against the door and needs to be boosted a square to reach Ellery. Reposition from Asil's log smooths that problem out. by bringing the broken sword to this region surrounding the blue forge. We recruit Crescent. Crescent's a sword spirit with 3 PRFs. The Thunderclap, which is powerful but gives them a bulk reduction, the Iron Wave, which gives them a bulk boost, and the Whirlwind, which grants Canto Plus. Note that they cannot shove until after promotion. Crescent is mutually exclusive with the unit who joins much later in the game, and comes with the skill Devour, which causes them to gain a point of movement and self-apply a bulk boost status after every kill they get. The point of movement will reset itself at the end of each map, while the bulk boost status lasts for 1 turn. For us, Crescent is just not mobile enough to get anything done given that they start with 5 move, though they will have an important job in Chapter 19. Ginko hits B swords there, meaning she can use the Fancy Stabber on future maps for 1 to 2 range. Down in the southeast, the Tome Spirits present there are a result of us taking the Tome side quest. Their leader wields the S-rank Animatope, and it'll be ours thanks to Riker. Turn 2 is just clean up all across the map. In the blue fires of the forge, Crescent can retrieve for us a Steel Blade and barely avoided being one-shot by the enemy White Archer on the previous turn by equipping the Iron Wave. As you'll see, we do manage to kill all the mini-bosses on the map, and given another turn we probably could even have grabbed all the switches and cleared the map normally. This map is one of the rare occasions where Oriana's access to Lock Touch actually gets shown off. Spiders count as armored enemies in this hack, which is why the Heavy Spear was doing so much damage. And here, fortunately, Mince can double the Spirit to gain an extra point of Axe rank. Rank Animatome kind of combines the effects of all 3 schools of anima magic together. It does splash damage in an AoE similar to fire magic. It's brave and gives a +7 defense and res boost, kind of reminiscent of the different grades of wind magic. These mana cubes are what we need for Hammer Helly's quest. And finally, it actually has 1 to 2 range, like Thunder Magic. Yusuf ends up overshooting level 10, so I probably could have fed this kill to Raylan instead. Then again, Raylan doesn't have a lot of hard stat benchmarks, and she manages to do all the necessary combat anyway. The Remedy Murky Brat is useful here to let us heal Francisca back to full to reset Sanctuary. The Super Boss has a 1 to 3 range weapon, but only 1 move, so Francisca can enemy phase them. Will be Chapter 9, 2 turns.